So who's ready for lesson number 2? Huh? You? Good. Let's go. So how's everybody doing? Huh? How'd you do with that first lesson? You had enough time to mess around with it? I bet you didn't know you had it in you. Huh? You didn't know you could do all that with just 8 notes. Well, now it's time to move on. You had about 2 weeks. Hopefully you use it wisely and you're prepared for this next lesson. This next lesson involves adding the next subdivision up. So we started out with 8 notes. This time we're going to do 8 notes plus the 8th note triplet. All right? So you're going to do the exercise exactly the same way with all the exact same objectives and principles of the first lesson. But this time you have 2 subdivisions to work with, the 8th note and the 8th note triplet. So we got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and That's it. Just those 2, man. Don't let me catch you playing nothing else. Now the addition of triplets is cool because it breaks up the flow of the solo. All right. So typically in any kind of drum solo, at least this is how I look at it. In any kind of drum solo, there's 2 types of movement. There's flat, like this, and then there's curved, right? So flat movement basically is any one of the even numbered subdivisions. So 8 notes, 16 notes, 30 seconds, because basically it's just all it's just all straight, right? When you add triplets, it breaks that flow up. So you get that kind of thing, right? So that kind of movement just adds texture to what it is that you're doing. And this is the same reason why I normally find drum solos where, you know, you're running on the double pedal and you're just banging out on your toms for 15 minutes is super boring. Triplets add texture. So that's what we're going to do today. So before I go ahead and let you loose with it, I'm just going to show you just a couple of plugins. I call them plugins. These are just little things that you can insert into your playing between the licks to just help keep the flow going. So there are 3 different simple little triplet licks that you can use. They're kind of an all-purpose thing that you can put anywhere you want. Now the first one, super simple. It's just foot, right, left. It's probably one of the simplest ways to play a triplet with the hands and the feet, but there's of course several different ways and different areas that you can orchestrate the lick, so it never really gets boring. It's important, since we're already on the subject, it's important when you're doing these exercises, don't forget to include the foot, all right? The bass drum adds that nice contrast, that nice, I guess contrast is the word. So, you know, don't focus so much on the hands where you're playing everything with just the hands. Make sure you include the foot in a lot of what you're doing. So yeah, the first one is just real simple, foot, right, left, looks like this. Now another cool way to add dynamic contrast inside your solo, of course, use the left foot. Don't just plant it on the pedal and leave it there bored out of its mind until you feel like opening the hats. So same idea with the bass drum, except you're going to play that first note with the hi-hat. And then this last plugin I'm going to show you, super simple, just involves one accented stroke and two ghost notes. So right, left, left. So typically you want to just leave that left hand on the snare, and you're just going to play two ghost notes on the snare after an accented stroke anywhere you want on the kit. So that's it. So again, when you're playing these triplets, man, don't just play them with the hands. Make sure you include the feet. Get a little bit creative. Don't just go da 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 da, because you're missing out on a lot of texture if you don't include the foot. And of course, the options are endless to you. I just showed you just a couple, but you can get as creative as you want. If you need to work out a bunch of stuff ahead of time, work out a few ideas, foot right, left, right foot left, however you want to play your triplet is fine. Just make sure you toss some in there. So there it is, man. That's all there is to it. So it's just two subdivisions. We're going to play with the same tempo as we did in the last video to start out with. And so I'm just going to play this for a few minutes. So you can look at this as sort of a solo buffet, I guess. If you're like me and you like to learn by watching, then, you know, just watch this, take whatever ideas you want from it and use it for yourself. So that's it, man. That's all there is to it. So I'm going to leave you with this for 2 weeks. You got 2 weeks to mess with this. I expect to see some progress. Now, one thing that I'm going to mention now that I really should have mentioned in the first lesson, if you have the means, a great idea with all of these exercises to set up a camera and record yourself while you're playing these exercises. It's a pretty valuable part of your practice time is recording yourself and then reviewing the video afterwards. And it's also a really good way to track your progress throughout the year because you can see how far you've come, after 4 or 5 months. So have some fun with it, man. Work hard, but have some fun with it because these are really actually going to get more fun the further along that we get with it. Thanks for watching this video. Make sure you check out the online shop, man. Pick yourself up one of these maximum thumpification hoodies. There's a bunch of other new items in the shop for you to check out. Share this video if you dig it. Like, subscribe. See you next video.